And now, live in studio, cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. He's a successful entrepreneur, published author, top listing agent, a real estate and finance expert that goes to bat for you every day as a consumer advocate. Your host and the consumer quarterback, Brandon Rhymes.
Yes, here we are again, another day committed to picking a fight with the mainstream media, always providing you the timely truth and consumer advocate content and ideas around 80 plus categories, 50 plus show partners here on the Consumer Quarterback Show, helping you win in any marketplace. That is the goal of our show.
The only thing I'm addicted to right now is winning.
Now, we want you to save our hotline number in your phone. At some point, you're going to need it, and we encourage you to reach out. 813-670-7372. That's our consumer advocate hotline number, 813-670-7372.
You used to call me on my cell phone.
Save our hotline number in your phone. At some point, you may need it. Also, bookmark our website, consumerqb.com. A plethora of information available for you on our website at consumerqb.com. And we want to help you win in any marketplace. That's our slogan, and it's more than just a slogan. It's a way of life around here, around the Consumer Quarterback Show. Over 7 years now on air, helping you and serving the Tampa Bay and the Gulf Coast region as your consumer advocate, helping you understand your buying decisions, making you just a bit more street smart here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. We got a great lineup for you today. In studio, we got Tina Russell, Envisionit Home Staging. Welcome in.
Yes. Happy New Year, Brandon. It's good to be back.
Happy New Year. Welcome.
Yeah.
Excellent. So we're going to talk about home staging and how you helped real estate property. You got one of our properties sold.
Yes, we did.
The home staging did.
Yes, we did.
It worked.
And that was sitting there for a while, about 60 days, I think, at least. And it's definitely under contract, and we were excited to be a part.
Awesome. Jessica Russell in studio as well. Gifted Eye Design. Welcome in.
Yeah, thank you. It's such a pleasure being on your show. I love it so much. I'll just kind of touch on web design and kind of some packages that I'm offering this week.
Very cool. Very cool. And we have a special guest on the phone as well. We're going to go to the phones now. We got Josh Bullock on the line, President, Tampa Bay Vipers. Welcome to the Consumer Quarterback Show.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Hey, my pleasure. And yeah, so a lot of cool things, exciting stuff happening in Tampa Bay, man. There's a lot of good stuff happening here. And of course, Vince McMahon, the WWF founder, and the founder of the XFL. Tell us a little bit about what's happening here as of late.
Well, I can tell you, what is at the root of everything we're doing is for the love of football. That's why the XFL is here, why the Vipers were created, to feed the great football fans in Tampa Bay with more quality professional football in the off season when it's spring, and the opportunity to come to Raymond James and attend pro football. It's all for the love of football. That's why we're here.
Yeah. Now, some of the cool things, I love how you're differentiating from the NFL with we're talking with XFL here. So for listeners that don't know, the XFL recently revealed rule innovations for the league. And what are a couple of those rule changes that the fans should look for?
Well, it's exactly what you said. They're innovations. We call them, enhancements to the traditional football game that you've grown up loving. Everything we're doing with some modified rule changes is just to create more action, what we call less stall and more ball. We're trying to improve the pace of play to make sure that when fans watch our product, the majority of what they're seeing is the live, fun action that they want to see. That's why we're making these enhancements. Yeah.
So the first thing is like the coin toss. There's no coin toss, and it left up to chance. Can you tell us about that?
Yeah, a little bit of it is to do things a little bit differently. We're trying to put the focus on the field and make sure that the majority of what we do is really about the quality football on the field, not trying to get involved with gimmicks or things outside of the traditional game. So what we're really focusing on is what we're actually doing on the field, which is playing more of an up-tempo, fast-paced game that we know will resonate great with fans.
Yeah, I like that. And you got training camp underway. Tell us about the training camp. Is that one combined training camp that's happening in Houston?
Yeah, so all 8 teams are in Houston currently practicing by themselves. All 8 teams are also scrimmaging against each other. This is the first time that we're actually putting the rules to the test, making sure that we're getting ready to put a quality football product on the field when we kick off. I mean, we go to New York to play the Guardians on Sunday, February 9th. So there isn't a whole lot of time, to get ready. So there aren't any preseason games like the NFL. We're actually, playing our preseason games together for the first time in Houston, and there's a lot of excitement building in Houston. We'll bring there January 22nd, come back to town, and then it's just a couple of short weeks until the season kicks off, the weekend of February 8th and 9th, and we're excited to go to New York and play the Guardians week 1.
February 22nd is the first home game?
2:22 at 2. It's easy for fans to remember.
Nice.
We'll host the Houston Roughnecks at Raymond James Stadium, 2 p.m. We're sure excited to bring, Vipers football to the football-hungry fans in Tampa Bay, and it won't be long till we kick off. And all tickets are available at xflvipers.com. We think the affordable ticket price, to be in the lower bowl at Raymond James Stadium for pro football in the spring with a $20, entry-level price point, it's already resonating well with fans, and we know once the season gets closer, the interest and support is only going to increase.
Yeah, that's awesome. We're talking with Josh Bullock, president, XFL team in Tampa Bay here, the Tampa Bay Vipers. And tell us about your coach.
Well, Coach Mark Trestman, he's a 35-year, football coach, veteran. He's been around from the CFL. He's won some Grey Cups there. He was an innovative leader with the San Francisco 49ers in the 80s, working with Hall of Famer Steve Young. He's been in the college game. So he has a wealth of knowledge. He's a wonderful leader. He's done a great job, him and his staff, of identifying not only what we feel is the best group of talent available, that aren't currently on NFL rosters. And they're also good people, right? I mean, he's a leader that is a teacher at heart, and we know that the team that we're putting together is not only going to play the exciting, brand of football that we expect, but they're also going to be good in the community. And we're anxious to get those guys out of Houston and bring them home to Tampa.
Yeah, and
great fans here.
Did I hear right as well? Aaron Murray's the quarterback?
Yep. So Plant High School product, Aaron Murray and University of Georgia stand out. The SEC all-time leading passer. Aaron Murray will be taking the helm for us at quarterback. To have a local product like that leading us is exciting. It's already resonating well with fans and families. And we also have Quentin Flowers, who obviously was a standout at USF. And really, at least one player from every major college in the state of Florida is on our roster. And that was, by design to not only take the best players, but also take the best players that, had a vested interest in the state and this community. And they're already starting to give back. And those names are resonating well with the people who we know are going to be excited to come out for Vipers football.
Yeah, there's some big names associated, starting with Vince McMahon. Ken Shamrock is my business partner, the UFC Hall of Famer, WWF wrestling legend and champion, Ken Shamrock. And he was just in town. We did a fundraiser for Wounded Warriors. But, he was telling me about, some of the dynamics with Vince McMahon and, how it played out there. What is it like working with Vince McMahon?
Well, it's a dream come true. He's given us the time and the resources to build this league the right way, and everything really starts, at our core mission, which is, we're here for the love of football. We're taking the most popular sport in America and giving fans more of it, and giving fans more of what they want at an affordable price, in a market that has a first-class venue in Raymond James Stadium. That's what's exciting for us, and that's what Vince McMahon has given us, is that opportunity to create this quality football product that really is a league of opportunity. It's not only just a league of opportunity for fans, but it's also a league of opportunity for players to play the game they love. And really, if you're a player, play the game you love on national television. So every one of our games will be nationally televised on either ESPN, ABC, or Fox. So it's an opportunity to make a living, right? Playing the game you love play in front of a national TV audience, improve your skills, and accomplish your goals and dreams. So from a fan standpoint and a player standpoint, the opportunities with this league are endless, and you really feel like we're building this thing the right way. It's built to last, and it's giving everyone something that they love, which is more football.
Yeah, that's awesome. I was checking out your bio too, and I think I mentioned last time, University of Kentucky, the head coach there, Mark Stoops, was my coach at USF when I played on the inaugural team for Coach Levitt, and Mark Stoops doing a great job up there at U of K as well.
Yeah, there's a lot of relationships across this league, from team presidents to coaching staff to front office and league executives. I think what we've been able to do across the board is really assemble the best group of talent possible, and that's not only the players. We feel like across the league we got the best 500 players that aren't currently on NFL rosters. So the quality of football product will be great, and then when you build front office staffs with the group of sports professionals that we have, from working in the league office in Stanford down to all front offices in all 8 markets. This is a quality league that's being built to last. We have the time and resources to really build and plan this thing the right way, to make sure that we're focusing on good football first, making sure the product is quality, that we're engaging fans, we're making it affordable, and the sky's the limit. We're just starting this journey, and that's what's exciting. Being a month out from the season starting, is we're beginning to write this book together, so to speak. We can all put down our allegiances to other teams, and we can all put Vipers jerseys on when we kick off February 9th against New York, and we can all be Vipers fans together. And that's what's exciting, is for all of us to come together and support this team, and more importantly, enjoy some fun outdoor activity, in Tampa Bay. It doesn't get any better than, going with your family outside to, build some relationships, enjoy a day. And, that's what football is about. And that's what I'm excited to see come to life in Raymond James Stadium on that 2/22 at 2.
Yeah.
Easy to remember.
Awesome. Home opener, February 22nd, 2 p.m. Versus Houston. And xflvipers.com, is that the best website?
That's it. Yep. Tickets in the lower bowl start at $20, so we feel like it's affordable for all families to be able to come and have some fun with Vipers football.
Awesome. Josh Bullock, President, XFL team here in Tampa Bay Vipers. Thanks so much. We appreciate you calling into the show.
Thanks for having me on. Go Vipers.
My pleasure. Yes, sir. All right, excellent stuff. Excited about that. I'm excited to check that. I'm gonna check out these home games and definitely enjoy some of that. Football. Get the college and NFL, then now XFL is awesome. A lot of good things happening here in Tampa Bay. Got WWF coming to the area, the WrestleMania, so many cool things happening here in Tampa Bay. So coming up next, Tina Russell, Jessica Russell here in studio. Stay with us. Don't touch that dial. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back. We're going to talk about Envisionit home staging here, home staging, home decor, home design, and a little bit of real estate talk here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. So don't touch that dial. We'll be right back after a short break. Don't go anywhere.
Thanks for listening to My Daddy's Show. For more information, go to consumerqb.com.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 813-670-7372. Online at consumerqb.com.
All right, this week we're going to talk about something exciting as usual.
We always have something exciting.
Yes, we do.
At least it's exciting to us.
This is a question that comes up.
TV, hey, it's Friday night. We're not here. Yes, we pre-recorded once again because WeBeam TV is working over in Tampa with D'Angelo Star.
The 62 Who Knew. I almost said Professional Mortgage Alliance, Joe's Bar and Grill. But actually, it's our 39th week. 62 Who Knew.
We're at the wonderful steampunk event at the Verizon Event Center here in 2019. I think it's still August, right? Yeah. Woo! Can't remember. Ask him to me about Florence
Yes. To be able to help businesses to do that part of it. But it's just been a couple of years.
Well, and I've taken the business card files from our business cards and made
Entrepreneurs and professionals of Tampa Bay, welcome to your hour for getting the information, the tools, and the connections
Ian
for
Beckles on Radio Influence.
Or you say left hand white, and then they catch the left hand white. What it does, it helps you quick with hand-eye coordination. Yeah.
Well, that's kind
as your super connector. We want to introduce you to our 50-plus show partners. We got over 80 categories of expert contributor advice here on the Consumer Quarterback Show, and we want to
That's where we disagree, but that's okay.
I said nonviolent.
That's okay.
Because, you know, we're one of the only states that don't give them back. I've got Jamie Limbaugh. He is from the Next Step image. I love that name because you were telling me earlier.
For the type of republic we actually are is actually very correct. Yet politicians and regular people use these words interchangeably, even though technically they are very different.
If you're an overdoer, overachiever, people pleaser, we tend to neglect ourselves. And even as Sisters Connected here, you know, with Women Unscripted, I know.
You're listening to the Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rhymes, cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. Online at consumerqb.com.
All right, welcome back. Thanks for sticking with us. Brandon Rhymes here, your host of the Consumer Quarterback Show, powered by the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams Realty, helping you win in your real estate business. Buying, selling, or investing, we would love to talk to you. Got a couple of hot listings here in Tampa Bay. 861 Mandalay Avenue on Clearwater Beach is most notably a popular property that we have here on the beach. 2 bedrooms, 2 bath. You got a 3rd bedroom in the back, and it's literally 200 steps to the beach. You are on the sugar sand beaches and dolphin-filled waters of North Clearwater Beach. Gorgeous property. Check out all of our listings at PlatinumMVPTeam.com. PlatinumMVPTeam.com. Studio, helping you win in any marketplace. That's our goal, and we want to help you win when it comes to buying, selling, or investing. But also, we got Tina Russell here in studio, Envisionit Home Staging. So, how's your new year starting off?
Oh, it's starting off good.
Yeah.
You know, we are definitely busy. We also have a new warehouse location that we're trying to get set up. So we're kind of taking a step back on certain things, you know, but I have also, you know, pursued my cold calling. And I just kind of want to just give a few tips, I guess, you know. I've seen a few properties, you know, for sale by owners, as well as, you know, just properties that people were, you know, listing on Zillow, and, you know, did a few phone calls. You know, the property's been sitting there for a long time. Like, well, you know, we're talking like 90 days, 120 days. And I said, hey, you know, I wanted to suggest to them, of course, Brandon Rhymes, you know, being the realtor, as well as maybe new strategies, you know, for the new year. And I just want to encourage you that if you do have a home on the market, you know, longer than 60 days, it's time to change your strategy. You know, something's got to change. And one of those things being, you know, it might be that you need to get a new realtor that does do innovative things, such as you, Brandon, you know, as well as home staging. And that's pretty much what I've been doing. My strategy in the new year is really just taking that time with people and, you know, sharing with them our wisdom, also sharing with them as well as, you know, our proven track record for our for our company. It really is about 45 days is the longest time. And they should get get, a bite, a serious buyer, going into, the new year, you might want to consider, changing up that strategy so that we can, help you get your house sold. So, I do have a few pictures. I'm not sure if he has it ready or not, but you can check out my website, which is Envisionit, homestaging.com, where you can see some of our reviews. And unfortunately, sometimes it's hard to get reviews, people to actually go there and do that. But I do have a current review on there. And this picture is just of a condo that we have in Clearwater. And, I made this more of a coastal but simplistic feel because it's actually a condo that, it's more of the older residents. And so we wanted to kind of tailor, towards that community as well. But yet, still use, trendy styles. And so this is just simply an open floor plan, and just did a basic stage here for this individual, meeting their budget. And, just, recommending that as you're going into the new year, again, if you have a property that's been sitting there for a while, it's time to change your strategy. It might be marketing, might be getting a new realtor, it might be doing home staging. And if you can't afford, the full stage, like I tell all of my clients, and I know as you do as well, Brandon, we don't have to do the entire full house, but the entryway is vital. The living areas, the living room, family room, whatever you're going to see first, that's absolutely vital to do.
Yeah. If you just join us, we're talking with Tina Russell, Envisionit Home Staging here, and we had a property that was kind of fit that description. It wasn't getting the traction that we wanted. We brought Tina in, and that property's pending. It'll be closing in the next few weeks.
Yeah.
What is hot? What's not? What's in style right now? What are you seeing?
Yeah. Well, you definitely want to still stick with the grays a little bit, and the browns. I think it's definitely grays are still trendy. And if you want to continue in moving in the trends of things, then it's really just keeping it really simplistic still. Going that very simplistic minimalist look, depending on the character of the home as well. You want to go with the character of the home if you're thinking about selling, or if you're just looking for tips for interior design, then you can contact me as well on that. I do give, a free 1-hour consultation. But simply, I always try to get to know my clients first. What is your taste? And then, looking at the trends so that we can update your furniture or maybe update your colors, in your home. It could be something so simple as just changing out a couch, So really it's about the client as well. And then fitting that trend that would fit that client's personality or the, obviously the nature of the style of the home.
Yeah, yeah. So I read a lot of books, of course, in my field, and Gary Keller, the billionaire owner of Keller Williams Realty, he's written a few really, really good books that people really read, especially if you're in the real estate industry. You look at different companies that there's chapters in there about home staging.
Yeah.
And the question shouldn't be if you are. It's like what kind of staging that you're going to use.
It's not
and
a question.
The statistics show it.
Yeah. Yeah, right. Absolutely. You definitely will get higher traffic online. And like you always say, Brandon, really the shopping begins online. So the online, appeal is going to appeal by your pictures. It's going to appeal to those that are really serious about buying. They're going to be looking more at those that have the homes that are staged. It's going to drive your traffic, your showings. It's going to definitely increase your potential, of your buyers. And I like to say that every person that is searching online and they're ready to go, they've already got, their approval from a mortgage company, et cetera. They are definitely their eyes are going to be steering towards those homes that are staged, because it gives them vision. And that's why we named our company Envisionit Home Staging, to give it vision, not your vision, not my vision of even of my home, but going in and depersonalizing and literally creating a vision that is appealing to all the potential buyers out there.
Yeah,
So,
absolutely,
yeah.
Tina. The real estate industry is changing so much, and you look at the way that the buying experience has changed. People are starting on their desktop more so now. They're starting on their iPhones. They're starting on their devices, and they're looking at. And that's why I want to give a shout out to Fabre Frameworks as well. They do a great job with the real estate photography. They fly the drones above the properties. They bring in that that canal view, that water view, the Gulf view, and they're going through each room. They got wide angle lenses. They're editing, making sure the lighting is correct. So all of these pieces line up.
Sure
for
do.
that homeowner to help them sell the property faster for more money. And that's the idea, is getting that maximum exposure.
Absolutely. And like you said, a maximum exposure is definitely going to increase those showings. And when you increase those showings, it's very important that when they do show up at the property, that the property is actually smelling good.
Mm-hmm.
I just went to an appointment the other day, and the house is really nice. I mean, it's a very solid built home. It's a $650,000 home. It is absolutely built solid. But as soon as you opened up the garage door, the smell was just absolutely horrid. Just reeking, musky, and then you walk into the house, you can tell that it's been sitting a while.
Mm-hmm.
And so those things are important. So even, as you say, partnering with, partners such as the business that you just, mentioned.
Frameworks.
Yes. And partnering with me and partnering with those that build online profiles, all of it works in conjunction to really help make that sale.
Sure.
So I went forward and I gave a suggestion, yes, you have a wonderful home. It's built solid, but there's no vision in here.
Mm-hmm.
It smells, but you got half painted walls, and you're wondering why people are not offering, giving you an offer. And if they do, it's definitely going to be a low ball offer.
Exactly.
Staging definitely increases up to 6%.
More from Tina Russell here on the Consumer Quarterback Show coming up as well. Jessica Russell in studio. Marketing. We're going to talk some marketing with Gifted Eye Design right here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. And follow us online at Brandon Rhymes 1 on Instagram and Twitter, the Consumer Quarterback Show page on Facebook. We'll be right back after the short break.
Hey, this is Jarek Robbins. You are listening to the Consumer Quarterback Show with Brandon Rhymes. Please do what it takes to learn all that you have to live the life you want to live it fully, and find a way to give it by paying it forward to others.
Get in touch with Brandon online at consumerqb.com.
All right, this week we're going to talk about something exciting as usual.
We always have something exciting.
Yes, we do.
At least it's exciting to us.
But this is a question that comes up.
TV, hey, it is Friday night. We're not here. Yes, we pre-recorded once again because WeBeam TV is working over in Tampa with D'Angelo Star.
The 62 Who Knew. I almost said Professional Mortgage Alliance Joe's Bar and Grill, but actually it's our 39th week. 62 Who Knew.
We're at the wonderful steampunk event at the Verizon Event Center here in 2019. I think it's still August, right? Yeah. Woo! Can't remember. Ask it to me about
Yes. To be able to help businesses to do that part of it. But it's just been a couple of years.
Well, and I've taken the business card files from our business cards and made
Entrepreneurs and professionals of Tampa Bay, welcome to your hour for getting the information, the tools, and the connections
Ian
for
Beckles on Radio Influence.
Or you say left hand white, and then they catch the left hand white. What it does, it helps you quick with hand-eye coordination. Yeah.
Well, that's kind
As your super connector, we want to introduce you to our 50+ show partners. We got over 80 categories of expert contributor advice here on the Consumer Quarterback Show, and we want to.
That's where we disagree, but that's okay.
I said nonviolent.
That's okay.
Because, we're one of the only states that don't give them back the right. Got Jamie Limbaugh. He is from the Next Step image. I love that name because you were telling me earlier.
For the type of republic we actually are is actually very correct. Yet politicians and regular people use these words interchangeably, even though technically they are very different.
If you're an overdoer, overachiever, people pleaser, we tend to neglect ourselves. And even as Sisters Connected here, with Women Unscripted, I know
You're listening to The Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rhymes, online at consumerqb.com. Brandon is Tampa Bay's #1 consumer advocate for real estate and financial advice. Call Brandon today at 813-670-7372.
Hey, thanks for sticking with us right here on the Consumer Quarterback Show, powered by the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams Realty. And we want to help you win in your real estate deals, buying, selling, or investing. We would love to talk to you. We're actually hiring right now, looking for a few select realtors to join our team and helping them with our innovation with radio and TV and social media, internet marketing as well. We got our Apple TV show, radio and TV show, of course, syndicated on Apple TV, Amazon Fire TV, Roku, Sony TV, and 85 other smart television outlets. You can find us on Binge Networks there. Search up on Roku as well, the Consumer Quarterback Show. And it's going to be hard not to find us online, put it that way. YouTube, we got lots of great content there. AM 860, The Answer, got a weekend show on 102.5 The Bone. And this segment is brought to you by Taps Restaurant, the official restaurant partner of the Consumer Quarterback Show. Taps Restaurant, located at the International Plaza on Bay Street. And they've got a great restaurant, wonderful ambiance, very friendly staff. And over at Taps Restaurant, just let them know the Real Estate Quarterback sent you. Take them up on special offers and incentives. I love going to have lunch over at Taps Restaurant Bar and Lounge. They also have daily happy hours as well. Excellent food, very friendly staff, and a wonderful, wonderful ambiance over at Taps Restaurant at the International Plaza on Bay Street. Give them a call. Let them know the Real Estate Quarterback sent you. Take them up on special offers and incentives just by mentioning that you're a fan of the Consumer Quarterback Show. All right, we got some vacant land available here in Tampa Bay. I want to go through some of our vacant land that's available for our listening audience here. 1401 Seminole Boulevard in Largo. This is a corner lot available in the heart of Pinellas County in Largo, Florida. 1401 Seminole Boulevard. You can build a commercial property right there on the corner. So if you're paying rent, this is a great opportunity to purchase medical, retail, restaurant, goods and services, ideal for all of those types of uses, office as well. 9200 Gun Highway in Odessa. This is a corner lot at the corner of Gun Highway and Racetrack Road. A very popular corner. A lot of people in Tampa Bay know exactly where that's at verbally by painting the picture there. 9200 Gun Highway in Odessa. Excellent opportunity to purchase 2.39 acres here in Tampa Bay. Listed right around $400,000, just over $400,000. But I've got several other parcels of land, waterfront, lakefront lots in Land O'Lakes that I just listed for $1 million, 8 home sites as well right there. So lots of vacant land available. If you're looking to build, buyers looking to develop properties, check out PlatinumMVPTeam.com. All right, we got Jessica Russell in the house. Talk about marketing. One of my favorite subjects is marketing, and marketing leads to sales, and without marketing you don't have sales, and then without sales you don't have a need. A lot of companies don't have a need for human resources or any of these other functions of business. So talk to us a little bit about marketing here. What's going on with Gifted Eye Design?
Yeah, so the most important thing when it comes to social media and marketing is always keeping it consistent. Like, I always stress that, like, to everybody that I talk to clients that I speak with, because sometimes they tend to not really think about the consistency of when people who are on social media, when they expect to see your posts, when they expect to see your content when you post. That part is very important, and even for new followers and new engagement, because with the algorithms on any social media platform, when you're keeping it consistent, the more they bring your profile to the top of the search. So when people go to look for new things, new people to follow, new businesses to find, you most likely be the #1 thing that they'll most likely see. And it's also important in creating that content that is attractive for people to actually want to be interested, which is very important for that.
So what's the best times to post? Are there best times to post?
Yeah, it does depend on the specific followers or the audience that you're trying to reach. Like, so sometimes you would have to, there is a way that you can check to see when your followers are online, when they're using Instagram, like right now. And so when you, so that's one thing that we do offer, is a way that we can give you our services and show you, okay, this is when your followers are on. This is when people in your audience are on Instagram or on Facebook right now. And so that's when we'll customize the best times for you to post, like 9 a.m., 3 p.m., sometimes even 5 p.m. is a good time too, generally. But I would say on a general basis, and best times to post would be definitely 9 in the morning before everybody starts going to work, or even as they're driving on their way to work, or even like 12 p.m. or 3 p.m. Those are like the 3 times that are really good for posting.
Peak of the day, it sounds like middle of the day, peak of the day. And as you were talking about consistency, I was thinking, okay, let's think about a nightclub owner, for example. They might not want to post early in the morning.
Exactly.
Because their people are going to be sleeping in.
Exactly.
Right?
That's true.
Yeah.
See, it does. It definitely depends on your audience that you're trying to reach.
Yeah.
So, that's, one of the services that, we offer is, okay, if you want some advice and tips, we can help you with that. We can tell you, okay, this is the best time for your specific business, what you offer. This is the best times for you to be posting. So it all does depend on that. So we do offer that customized plan for the marketing side.
Very cool. Yeah, I like that. And Gary Vaynerchuk, I listen to a lot of his follow a lot of his stuff, read his books, and the idea is utilizing social media, because the traditional methods of marketing are overpriced and a lot less effective than most people believe. Most people think. They're overpaying for underperformance, kind of like a mutual fund.
It's definitely true. Definitely true. Because I know a lot of clients that I've worked with, they're like, okay, why don't I try doing SEO for my website and not have to deal with social media? I'm like, that's not a good idea. Don't do that, because that's more like an old school way to try to advertise your website. I'm not saying that's not good. It's effective if you're also keeping it consistent on social media, and there's different ways. So the customized plans that we offer is, okay, if you want to do SEO, I do suggest that you also try, using social media, because that's, this generation now, we normally, we all use social media, or now, instead of Google searching websites, you have apps now that you can, access a website directly through apps or directly through the web links on Instagram or on Facebook. Nobody really does Google searching as much. I mean, they still do, but it's less and less the more and more we keep going into this, even into this new decade. That's not really what people are moving towards anymore. It's more towards the apps or the social media side, and less on, SEO and development. It's still a good thing, but if you're also combining it with social media, it's all, then you can, find ways for it to be effective.
Yeah. I mean, if you look at one of the largest, Facebook owns Instagram. Facebook also owns WhatsApp. Yeah. So those are all apps on top of a device, on top of the internet. So it's like the internet changed the game. It moved it from the traditional CBS, NBC, ABC, Fox. It moved it from that to our phones in our hands, and unfortunately, people, like you said, they're looking at their Facebook while they're driving. I mean,
I'm guilty
of the
same thing.
It's
I
crazy.
do it all the time.
Yeah. You see people out there, doing it, and now they got the law. Put the phone down, you're going to get ticketed. Yeah. So it's a challenge. It's a challenge. So for a business owner out there, what kind of opportunities do they have to work with Jessica Russell, Gifted Eye Design?
Yeah, well, one of the greatest opportunities is that you have is, definitely we offer our startup business design packages, or not just design packages, but the #1 business package for people who are starting their business, or maybe they've already been in the game for a long time and they just kind of need a refresher. They need an update. They need a new strategy, like Tina was saying. We offer, things like, web design with the marketing package, and then also we also do the advertisement package. So those 3 things in one package. If you are a partner on the Consumer Quarterback Show, I do offer up to 50% off discount for my services in that specific package. But normally my clients go to that deal because you get, all of those services all in one place for one price. And so it's not this, I charge, just not these surprises, not surprise prices that they wouldn't expect, but it's all in one place, which is easier for them instead of them having to search for someone else over here. Yeah. It's all in one place that they can find it.
Yeah. And if you just joined us, we're talking with Jessica Russell here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. I'm your host, Brandon Rhymes. And a key function of marketing today is short, quick videos, 3 to 5 minute videos, interesting content, delivering value to the end user, not just boasting about your company or some new sales record that you hit, but actually adding value to the end consumer.
Yeah, it's definitely true. Because the more personalized you make it, and you're not trying to just push market, because when people try to do that, you're automatically going to turn that person off, and they're just going to keep scrolling. You don't want to be one of those scrollers where they just keep passing you by and they don't even take a glance, to notice.
Right.
So it's really important too, and even today now, like just because the algorithms do change on social media a lot, like constantly on a month-to-month basis, and the best length for videos, like especially for Instagram, is at least between 30 seconds to a minute, because people now, it's like they have such short attention spans, they're not going to watch all the way through, even if it's a 3-minute video, even though 3 minutes is pretty short. But for Instagram, definitely keep it up to 1 minute. Facebook, you can do that. The more longer videos, like 3 to 5 minutes, like what you said, because that's where you'll get more of the engagement through there on Facebook. But Instagram is a lot different. So if you ever want to have someone like me come in there, make videos for you, it is important to consider that too on different platforms, depending on the platform too.
Sure. Yeah, and it depends on the message and where you're going to be placing it. What about outside of those, the major ones that we've already talked about? Is Pinterest somewhere where you do stuff at? Is that specific to certain industries? Or tell me about Pinterest.
Yeah, like Pinterest is really good, especially for people that where their services are more visually based, because Pinterest is just like an Instagram, just like Instagram. But it's also like a place where people use their ideas. They even for people who are artists, people who even do web design like myself, like you can put, just your content out there and making sure that every photo you put, it's very crisp photos, professional photos. I cannot stress that enough. You cannot put any, crappy photos on there. You have to make it very alluring. But it's also a place where people really pin all of their ideas, inspiration. It's a really great place, because I've seen people, even in web design, even people who own even apparel stores to, even about pets, to anything. So I think it's pretty good for any platform to use, as long as you're sticking to your niche and what you're really good at, and you're sticking to that and staying focused on it. And people, right when they come on your the Instagram, Pinterest account, they'll be able to know exactly what you offer right when they land on your page.
Right. Right. Yeah. And I've heard, Gary say, LinkedIn is key for business to business.
Definitely.
Utilizing LinkedIn, it's kind of like the business meeting, whereas Instagram's more like the club,
Yeah.
So there's two, you got to have different messages on both, right?
Yeah. It's definitely important, on the platforms to have different messages. And especially for LinkedIn, you want to keep that more professional and less personal, because if you try to be like super personal on there, you're not going to really attract, that any
Very
business
true.
professional. So you want to keep it professional. You want to hold yourself to what you're saying, and also being very honest in your services and your portfolio and what you offer, so that you can draw that interest too.
Yeah, I like that. All right, good stuff. Jessica Russell, where can they find you online?
GiftedEyeDesign.com.
GiftedEyeDesign.com. We also have Tina Russell in studio. Envisionit home staging coming up. More from our expert contributors here in our lightning round. And we have our feel-good story of the day coming up as well. This heroic dog saved hundreds of animals from the Australian bushfires. Find out about that and more from our expert contributors after this short break. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
This is Warwick Dunn, and you're listening to the Real Estate Quarterback Show, hosted by my man, Brandon Rhymes.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 813-670-7372. Online at consumerqb.com.
All right, this week we're going to talk about something exciting as usual.
We always have something exciting.
Yes, we do.
At least it's exciting to us.
But this is a question that comes up.
TV, hey, it is Friday night. We're not here. Yes, we pre-recorded once again because WeBeam TV is working over in Tampa with D'Angelo Star.
The 62 Who Knew. I almost said Professional Mortgage Alliance Joe's Bar and Grill, but actually it's our 39th week. 62 Who Knew.
We're at the wonderful steampunk event at the Verizon Event Center here in 2019. I think it's still August, right? Yeah. Woo! Can't remember. Ask to me about
To be able to help businesses to do that part of it. But it's just been a couple years.
Well, and I've taken the business card files from our business cards and made
Entrepreneurs and professionals of Tampa Bay, welcome to your hour for getting the information, the tools, and the connections
Ian
for
Battles on Radio Influence.
Or you say left hand white, and then they catch the left hand white. What it does, it helps you quick with hand-eye coordination. Yeah.
Well, that's kind
as your super connector. We want to introduce you to our 50-plus show partners. We got over 80 categories of expert contributor advice here on the Consumer Quarterback Show, and we want to.
That's where we disagree, but that's okay.
I said nonviolent.
That's okay.
Because, we're one of the only states that don't give them back the right. Got Jamie Limbaugh. He is from the Next Step image. I love that image because you were telling me earlier.
For the type of republic we actually are is actually very correct. Yet politicians and regular people use these words interchangeably, even though technically they are very different.
If you're an overdoer, overachiever, people pleaser, we tend to neglect ourselves. And even as Sisters Connected here, with Women Unscripted, I know.
Consumer quarterback Brandon Rhymes, cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. Online at consumerqb.com.
All right, welcome back. Thanks for sticking with us. Brandon Rhymes here, powered by the Platinum MVP team, Keller Williams Realty, the Consumer Quarterback Show. Giving a shout out to Brothers Easy Moving. The official moving partner of the Consumer Quarterback Show is Brothers Easy Moving. And I can tell you from firsthand experience, they are a first-class organization. They do a great job with local or even long-distance cross-country moves. Reach out to Brothers Easy Moving. Tell Gary Thacker, the owner, that Brandon Rhymes sent you, the Consumer Quarterback Show sent you. Brothers Easy Moving, the official moving partner of the Consumer Quarterback Show. All right, every day we're going to tell you something positive in our feel-good story of the day.
Tell me something good.
All right, a 6-year-old Kelpie Border Collie mix named Patsy faced the raging fires to herd 900 sheep into a safe enclosure. So interesting story about a heroic dog that saved hundreds of animals from the Australian bushfires. And when the fire closed in on the vicinity town of Kariong, on New Year's Eve, Patsy sprang into action to herd 900 sheep into a safe paddock away from the moving fire front. Patsy's owner, Stephen Hill, told NBC that he would have never been able to do that to save the sheep without her, and quote, she's earned front seat privileges for the rest of her life, Hill said. So Hill said several sheds burned down and Patsy managed to remain calm even as smoke covered the entire property. According to Patsy's Instagram page, the sheep are now safe and sound. So pretty cool. She earned her front seat privileges. No more riding in the back for Patsy. She gets to ride up front. The air conditioning cabin for her.
She deserves it.
Yeah. So I love our feel good story of the day. Every day it's something positive, something to enlighten your day instead of what we see a lot of times in the negative mainstream media. It's a lot of the negativity out there. So we're going to help you as consumer advocates, making you more street smart. Again, over 80 categories of consumer advocate content and advice, 50 plus show partners in areas ranging from real estate, credit, finance, estate and tax planning, health and nutrition, attorneys, CPAs, financial advisors, all types of great real estate services as well here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. And got a hot listing I will let you know about here, 216 North Spring Boulevard in Tarpon Springs. Now, this property, it has the unique walkability. We all saw on the news last week they had I lost the thought there where they dive into the Epiphany, right? The Greek, the Epiphany there for the church. 216 North Spring Boulevard in Tarpon Springs. Now, this property has a walkability. You could have walked over to that Epiphany. You have the downtown restaurants right there as well. 216 North Spring Boulevard in Tarpon Springs. This property is filled with lots of great upgrades. And check out the photography compliments of Fabre Frameworks as well. on our website, consumerqb.com, as well as platinummvpteam.com.
Somewhere sunny and 75.
All right, in studio today, we got Jessica Russell and Tina Russell here in studio, Envisionit Home Staging and also Gifted Eye Design. So let's jump into our lightning round.
The lightning round.
I am so good at lightning rounds.
I
All
majored
right.
in lightning
Top
rounds.
tips, nuggets of advice, parting words of wisdom. Tina Russell.
Yes. Well, first of all, going into the new year, if you have a property that has been sitting on the market for a while, like 60 days, you need to change your strategy. So contact me. I will work with any budget. We don't have to do a full stage, and just mentioning, being on the Brandon Rhymes show, then I will definitely give you a discount. Right now, I have a discount always running for all my investors, which is 1,200 square feet or less, $1,000. Then we can get that home staged up and hopefully get you an offer within 30 days.
Awesome. I like it. Jessica Russell, Gifted Eye Design.
If you're looking for a business starter package, you've already been in it for a while and you just need somebody to come in there and update and kind of help you in the marketing side of things, I do offer 30% off on just anybody who contacts me. But for the Consumer Quarterback Show partners, I do offer up to 50% off on all of my services.
Right.
Very cool. So opportunities there for marketing. And I think it's a time of year as well. A lot of people are working on their visioning and putting those goals in place. And how do you reach those goals? One of my favorite stories when I do different public speaking opportunities is a story of Dr. Edward Banfield. He's from Harvard. He conducted a 50-year study into the upward and socioeconomic mobility of Americans and folks across the globe. And what he determined was, out of that 50-year study, first of all, think about the time and the discipline that it takes to conduct a 50-year study and the resources, right, to do a 50-year study. I'd like to see a 50-year study on these things, these cell phones, right? I'd like to see one of those.
Right.
But, so think about a 50-year study, and what it was is he wanted to know how some people are new to the country, immigrants from other countries moving into the United States, and then some people that are born with the proverbial silver spoon, here in the United States, and that they have, right? So at the end of that 50-year study, what he concluded was that the number one factor in determining success was developing long-time perspective. In other words, how long are you thinking about the implications of your actions, right? So if you look at businessmen, and some of the most notable is like the Walton family that developed Walmart, right? They've got multiple estate plans in place. They're minimizing taxes. They're layering it with layers of trust. And then you look at the flip side of that is the hopeless drunk or alcoholic or drug addict, right? They're looking for that next 30-minute fix. When can I get that next fix? You've seen it on all the different movie programs and even some of the live PD shows. So when you think about that, how do you apply that to your business? Well, you look at what are your key objectives? What are you looking to accomplish? What are your goals? And then you think backwards from that. If you say, I want to make 6-figure income, well, you figure out, okay, what's my hourly? What do I have to do every hour to break that down,
right.
And every month, every year. So you can literally break it down and have that long time perspective. And then it comes down to simply the power of focus. What are you focusing on, right? Because what you focus on is going to expand. And when where your focus goes, your energy flows. So you're working on, things that matter. You're having conversations with people that matter, and you're investing in things that matter. So that's long time perspective at Dr. Edward Banfield from Harvard. Great study. And I think it tells a lot of great stories about how we can be more successful in 2020.
Absolutely. Very good. I love that because it really does determine, the people that you're around, as well as the environment, as well as what information, all of those things to help you keep that focus, like you said.
That's right.
We all, I believe, have a dream or a vision, but it's really hard to stay focused sometimes in life when life hits you hard. And that's why it is important to have people and shows like this to help people, you know, and whatever, like you said, no matter where they're at in life, you're giving them vision and you're giving them a direction where they can maybe take a hold of and even also have hope, Brandon. That's
right.
why I support your show.
Awesome. Well, thank you very much. And you look at, too, the idea of modeling an expert. Somebody's already done what you want to do. Chances are, right? So if you model that person and you say, okay, let's take some of the best things that they've done and reverse engineer, re-engineer, however you want to call it. I've heard it said R&D, right? Rip off and duplicate, right? R&D research. So let's go to you now, Jessica. Top tips, nuggets of advice.
All right. Well, my number one tip is, just like we were saying, is staying focused. If you're not focused in what you want to do for your business, then it is true. It will reflect how people see you online and on your website. So if you don't have that focus, then, you will lose interest. You will lose potential clients and people to work with.
Yeah, absolutely. It's you have less and less time, it seems, as we go in this instant, buy. In real estate, we have an iBuyer program now. Instant offers. People want an instant offer. They fill out a form online. They click a button, and they expect the real estate company to say, "Okay, here's your offer."
Yeah.
And you get lower offers. You leave a little meat on the bone for the people that want to flip it, but there are programs out there. So the same with marketing. It's that instant message that people, they're going to have that instant idea of whether your business is worthy or not.
Yeah.
And and it starts with your website. It starts with your social media. It's out there. So hey, another great show. Tina Russell, thank you so much. Jessica Russell. We had Josh Bullock as well calling in from the president of the Tampa Bay Vipers, was on the show earlier as well. And we want you to please go out there and consider committing a random act of kindness. Something as simple as packing up some food, hand it to that homeless person that you see in need. Be a force for good. Donate some blood. You can swing a hammer for Habitat. Lots of ways you can be a force for good in the community. And we'll see you next time right here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. Follow us online at Brandon Rhymes1 on Instagram and Twitter, and the Consumer Quarterback Show page on Facebook as well. We'll see you next time. Consumer Quarterback Show, consumer.com.
You've been listening to The Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rhymes. Whether it's real estate, consumer, or financial advice, let Brandon call your next play. Contact Brandon Rhymes at 813-670-7372. That's 813-670-7372. Online at consumerqb.com. And join us next time for The Consumer Quarterback Show.